Hello, how are you doing? So good to be here with you guys. For me, uh, helping people to meet Jesus, guiding people to be saved, to comprehend it through Christianity, that's what makes me happy. Because I just know that this is the purpose of my life. This is what I was made for. So it makes me so happy to share the gospel, to be with you guys, and helping you to grow. And this kind of purpose of life, a life with purpose, it's interesting. I remember one day one person came to me and he said, sorry, said, Alex, when a person does not know where he wanna go, anywhere fits. It's interesting because when you don't know where you wanna go, where you wanna be, it doesn't matter what happens to your life. You're not conducting your life anymore. Your life is guiding you. So changes. And it's very interesting because this kind of life with purpose, uh, some of us don't know it, don't know the purpose. And we struggle during this time. I see so many people struggling and are working so hard to to meet their needs. But day by day, and they're not happy. They something is missing. I can tell you, a life without a purpose is meaningless. It's meaningless. If you don't have a purpose in our life, everything is so. Like I see, for example, I have met in my life different doctors. A surgeon that just make that for money is not a happy doctor. Like he just doing for money and that's it. But I have met doctors, surgeons that do this for purpose of life. So I'm gonna do this. If you cannot pay, I'm gonna save you anyway. I'm gonna go, wherever you need, because they have a purpose in life. Today, I want to talk about this. Today, I'm gonna talk about a story, an interesting story of someone that had a purpose on his life, and in such a moment, he lost that purpose. And sometimes it happens to us. Sometimes we know that God has a purpose for us. And I love it this. On the book of Jeremiah, on chapter 29, verse 11, you can read there. I'm going to share with you. It's so nice because God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity." You see, the promise of the Lord is, I got something for you. I got something very valuable for you. I have a plan for your life. A plan that will make sense for your life. Your life will be meaningful. I got something for you. Do you want to know what it is? Walk with me. Seek me with all your heart. Pray. Come to me. And I will be found by you. When you do this, when you really want to know what I have for you, you will find out. And your life will be completely changed. But how much do we really want to know this? Because the God's plan for my life, for your life, believe me, is the best plan. Is the best purpose. That's what's gonna make. When I look to my life, it goes so fast. I'm now on my 50s, and man, I look back. Oh, it's so fast. But what is my life about? What is the legacy I'm gonna leave for my kids? What is the purpose of my life? That's something that you and me have to think. And this story that I'm going to share with you is because sometimes we know the purpose, we are following Christ, we right on that, but so many things working around us, affecting us, that break us down. We just like we are affected by the circumstances, and we lose the purpose. We stop doing what we should do because sometimes we may have some reasons for that. But let me tell you one thing: the purpose rules your life, not the circumstances on your life that defines the purpose. We have Christ. So the purpose of God to my life and your life is going to make the difference. So, but it happens, right? It happens. Sometimes we are there, we are affected so much, or we feel like, oh no, that's not for me, really. Uh, I don't think I'm good enough. I tried, but I failed. Uh, it's hard. I better go back to my old life. Fear can come to us. What's going to be in the future? I don't know. It's hard. I don't want to keep doing this. Deception with God. I got a great expectation on God, and I was doing everything for Him, and what I needed most didn't happen. He was not there when I needed Him most. Really? I don't believe so. And then you decide to step back. You decide to go back to your old life, a life without a purpose, just living, waiting to die. So, then was a man called Peter. Peter, disciple of Jesus. It's interesting because Peter, when he met Jesus, you can see this on Luke 5. When Peter met Jesus, it's written, he was called Simon on that time because Jesus started calling him Peter, right? That means the rock. So Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people. So they pulled their boats up on shore, left everything, and followed him. Peter was a fisherman. He was a guy to fish since kid because on that time, kids learn with daddy the duties and keep doing that for families. So probably he has been fishing on that sea for so many years. He was a fisherman. But one day, Rabbi came. And when Rabbi called him, something burned up inside of him, started making sense, and he gave up of everything just to follow Christ. And he was doing that for 3 years. Now he's not fishing anymore. He's fishing souls. He's a fisher of people. 3 years walking with Jesus, Peter was there beside him all the time. For Peter, he was pretty sure, I will die for Christ. I would be with Christ all the time. But things didn't happen that way. When Jesus, the King, the Messiah, they caught Jesus and crucified him, and he died. It was so painful for those disciples. All of a sudden, my King died. And on that time, Peter failed because under pressure during the crucifixion, he denied Christ 3 times. And after that, it killed him inside, like, man, I failed. This failure just tell me I'm not good for that. It was a mistake. It was a mistake believing that I could do what Jesus asked me to do. It was a mistake to believe that I got talents and miracles could happen through my life. It was a mistake to believe that I would be, have the keys of the church. All those things, it was a lie. I cannot because I failed. I'm a failure. And on this time, right on that time, Peter stepped back. And Jesus resurrected and appeared to him, but left again. So he saw around him, there's no Jesus with him. He could not see Jesus. He just see himself as a failure. And he decided to go back to his old life. All of a sudden, he forgot the words of Jesus to him. He forgot the promise of God that never fails. The promise like, I chose you to become a fisher of souls. He forgot that because of the circumstances around him. And he decided to come back to his old life. You know, everything, it's not true. I just have to come back to be a fisherman on the boat, getting my fishing, paying my bills. That's the only thing I can do. And he invited the other disciples, let's go to the boat. So this passage on John 24, it's so amazing because it tells me exactly moment one of the greatest men of history was being reborn. A man whose shadow, when touched people, just by his shadow, they got healed. A man, in one preach, more than 3,000 men got saved. A man that makes such a difference till today as an example for us. This great man was being born right on that chapter. And he decided to step back to his old life. And sometimes you and me, we may think that stepping back to my old life is what we should do because we failed. We just failed. Or we're not prepared for that. Or I don't even know my purpose, my life. I just want to do my daily duties and I want to come back. No, this kind of Christianity is hard. And this kind of purpose of life is interesting because God has a purpose for you and me. The big purpose of all of us is to serve God. This is the big purpose. All of us have this purpose, serve God. He bought our lives, now we serve him. But then, if you go deeper, there in more detail on purpose. My purpose is to be a pastor. Jim's purpose, to be a pastor. Another one is worship. Another one is support financially. Another one is care for people. We have different aspects. Another one is healing. Another one is prophesying. Another one is just showing a bigger love and supporting people when they need. So we have different talents given by God. And we must understand what is the purpose of my life, what I'm here for. But coming back to Peter, he went on that boat that he used to do for so many years and went out on the sea. And they spent whole night trying to fish something. And they caught nothing. They just caught nothing. Not even one fish. Not even one fish. And Peter was there in the morning with an empty boat. But then something happened. A man came on the shore. And that man yelled to him, "Hey guys, do you have any fish in there?" And they had to answer, "No, we don't." That guy was Jesus. I see like Jesus teasing them, like, I know they don't have any fish, but let's just ask. Why don't you guys throw the net on the other side? Let me tell you something. Who understand about fishing, that man or Peter? Peter. Who was fisherman for whole life, that man or Peter? Peter. Who know every inch on that sea? Peter. He has nothing to learn with anyone about how to fish on that sea. And all of a sudden, a man in the shore tells, throw the net on the other side. But what I see now is Peter remember, like a Holy Spirit will bring into his mind something. Hey, this happened once. Years ago, I was in the same situation, not catching anything. And then a man called Jesus came and told me to throw the net on the other side. And I did, and I got so many fishes. Maybe I should do this again. Something on your soul was telling, obey this order. Obey this man. Something, it's not his mind, but something inside of him was telling, hey, 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 do this. And when they threw the net on the other side, they couldn't hardly drag it back because it was full of fish. Let me tell you one thing. Why? Let me tell you why. Because Jesus gave an order. Jesus gave an order. Hey, fishes, not even one of you jump into the net during whole night, okay? And no fish got into the net. And all of a sudden he said, now fish, you all jump into the net. Because Jesus is God. And just needed one word of him for things to happen. He created from nothing. Circumstance does not mean anything for Jesus. In my life, in your life, when Jesus wanted something to happen, he just make it happen. Or he just stop it. You know, I just see Jesus saying, oh, that guy lost the purpose. Let me tell him that fish is not his purpose. He's not going to fish not even one little tiny fish. All night. And he didn't. Now listen to my voice and fish. And then he got all of it. God is telling for me and you, hey, listen to my voice, what I have for you. Do not step back from the gift I gave to you, the purpose of your life. Don't give up on this. My plans never change upon you. Never. Do you think that God doesn't know my failures? Do you think that was surprise for God when I failed? No, it was not. He knew that, but he also knew what is going to be of me, what I'm going to become with him. And that's what's matter for him. What God has for you. And on that moment, when John on the boat said, hey, that man is Jesus. Oh, a flame started burning inside Peter again. My Jesus. My Jesus. And he jumped out of the boat and started swimming right to the shore in front of the boat. Running to the Creator. Running to the one who has the purpose of his life. With all his strength, he was swimming towards Christ. And when he got there, you know what he found? Jesus with a burning coal, fish, and bread. Strange, isn't it? Where did Jesus got that fish, the bread, and all the things? Look, Jesus was saying, hey, Peter, come here with me. You thought you would come back to your old life, giving up on the purpose I have for you, and you would fish because you need to pay your bills, because you just need to live for your needs. Let me see one thing. What do you need? You need fish? I have fish here. I have more than fish. I have bread too. All you need, Peter, you will find in me. All you need, you will find in Jesus. All your needs will be supplied in Jesus. Everything you need, Jesus will give it to you. That was Jesus was telling Peter, hey, Peter, walk with me again. Come with me, Peter. Let me tell you one thing. Let me share something with you. God has a plan for your life. Do you know what the plan is? You know, there's one verse that I like. It is in Matthew 7. If you don't know what the plan God has for your life, what the purpose of your life, Matthew 7 answers this to you. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be open. If you really want to know what God has for you, depends only on you. He's there with information waiting for you to grasp it and get it. How much do you want to know? How want your life to be meaningful? How much you want your life to be meaningful? How much do you want not to be affected by the circumstance around you because you have a purpose? How much do you want? But sometimes you may know your purpose, but you just step back like Peter did. Look, we are a church. God gave a purpose for me, for Jim, for Sam, for Josh, for Anne-Marie, for you. We can only be a church and do something in this city, in this province, in this country, if we understand our purpose. If we do not understand that we serve God and we have one purpose to serve together, we will not do anything. This is not going to even be a church. A church is made of people together working with the same purpose, serve God. So, yeah, I need you. I need you to come with me. I cannot do alone. I needed to come with me. I needed to come to the worship and help me to have the best worship that we may have. I want you to come with me, and we have a healing process here when you lay your hands. You prophesy and people will be healed. I want you to come here and support people when they need care about them. I want you to come here because God gave you grace to make money and you're going to support us because it costs to be a church. We need you. We cannot walk alone on this. One day your life will end and so will mine. And one day we're going to face God. I just wanted him to look at me and say, "Hey, Alex, good son, you did what I asked you to do." Will you be able to say that? Will you be able to say that to Jesus? Huh? I know you are through hard times, but come on, as I told you, God created anything. Pain cannot keep you away. Stress cannot keep you away. Fear cannot keep you away. There's no excuse when you depend on Christ, the one who makes things from nothing. There's no excuse. Lift up your head and understand the purpose of your life. Have a meaningful life. From that moment, Peter got to Jesus, close to Jesus. And Jesus asked, "Do you love me, Peter?" "Oh, I do." He asked him 3 times. Just like you denied 3 times, I'm going to ask you 3 times. But I'm not going to preach this again, because this is another preaching. But he said, your purpose of life is loving people and fish people. Come back doing that. I always be with you. I never forsake you. And I never will. God is with you. God has something for you. Develop your gifts. Put a meaning into your life, a purpose. Life is going to be much easier with a purpose in God. Believe me. Before I close, I know that we are missing worship, and I miss it so much. Worship is something that really works on my life. But sometimes I see people that, I don't know what I should listen. Well, there are a few songs that I really enjoy. That really talks to me a lot. I like to put my headphone and walk and pray for it, or just go in my room and get on my knees and I put a high volume and I sing it, because when I sing it's so meaningful, the lyrics for me. You can see on the screen now some of those songs. You can look for it on YouTube, or you can look for it on Spotify. For you to worship, to have a time with God, to be with Him. He's there waiting for you, to listen to you. Go there. Ask, "Hey God, help me to find my purpose. Help me to develop my purpose. Help me not to give up on my purpose. Don't let the circumstance of this life take away the purpose you give to me." Do it. Because God does not need me and you, but He wants us to be part of a great project. And it's awesome to be part of this. It's awesome to have a great life. Do something to your life and count on me for whatever you need. May God bless you. In the name of Jesus, amen.